Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Anashrunva Nodibissida Sadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vachebhilvajanivati Dhinamavitriyavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Om Namaste Rudramanyava Utota Ishave Namaha. Namaste Astu Dhanvane Bahubhyamutate Namaha. Yata Ishu Shivatama Shivam Bhabhuvate Tanuhu. Shiva Sharavyaya Tavatayano Rudramrudaya. Yate Rudra Shiva Thanura Ghora Papakashini. Tayanastanu Vashantamaya Girishanta Bijakashi. Yamishum Girishanta Haste Bhivarshastave. Shivam Giritratam Kur Kumsi Purusham Jagat. Shive Navachasa Tva Girishachavadhamasi. Yadhana Sarvamidjagat Yakshmagum Sumana Asat. Adhyavochadadi Vakta Prathamodhaivyo Bhishak. Ahiguscha Sarvaan Jambayan Sarvaschayatu Dhanyaha. Asavyasthamro Aruna Utabhabrussu Mangalaha. Echemagum Rudra Abhito Dikshu Sruta. Sahasrasho Vaishagum Hedaimahe. Asavyo Vasarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. Utainam Gopa Adrushan Adrushan Nudaharyaha. Utainam Vishwa Bhutani Sadrusto Mrudayatinaha. Namo Astu Nilagrivaya Sahasraksha Yamidushe. Athoye Asya Sattva Noham Tepyo Karannamaha. Pramuncha Dhanvanastvamubayorartniyorjam. Yascha te hasta ishavav paratha bhagavo vapa. Avatatya dhanustvagum sahasrakshasate sudhe. Nishirya shalyanam mukha shivo nasumana bhava. Vijjam dhanukka parti yo bhanavagum uta. Aneshan nasyeshava abhurashya nishangatihi. Yate hetarmedustamahaste bhabhuvate danuhu. Tayasman vishwatastvamayaksmaya paribhuja. Namaste astvayudhayana tata yadrishnave. Ubhabhyamutate namo bahubhyam tava dhanvane. Parite dhanvano hetirasman vranakta vishwataha. Athoya ishudista smannidehitam. नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ निधनपतये नमः। निधनपतान्तिकाय नमः। ऊर्ध्वाय नमः। ऊर्ध्वलिङ्गाय नमः। हिरण्याय नमः। हिरण्यलिङ्गाय नमः। सुवर्णाय नमः। सुवर्णलिङ्गाय नमः। दिव्याय नमः। दिव्यलिङ्गाय नमः। भवाय नमः। भवलिङ्गाय नमः। शर्वाय नमः। शर्वलिङ्गाय नमः। शिवाय नमः। शिवलिङ्गाय नमः। ज्वलाय नमः। ज्वललिङ्गाय नमः। आत्माय नमः। आत्मलिङ्गाय नमः। परमाय नमः। परमलिङ्गाय नमः। एतत् सोमस्य सूर्यस्य सर्वलिङ्गं स्थापयति पानिमन्त्रं पवित्रम् सद्योजातं प्रपद्यामि सद्योजाताय वै नमो नमः। भवे भवे नाति भवे भवस्व मां भवोद्भवाय नमः। वामदेवाय नमो ज्येष्ठाय नमः। श्रेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः। कालाय नमः। कलविकरणाय नमो भलविकरणाय नमो भलाय नमो भलप्रमदनाय नमः। सर्वभूतधमनाय नमो मनोन्मनाय नमः। अघोरेभ्योऽतघोरेभ्योऽतघोरघोतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वशर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपतिर्ब्रह्मणोऽधिपतिः शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ऋतगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। सर्वो वै रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु। पुरुषो वै रुद्रः सन्नहो नमो नमः। विश्वं भूतं भुवनं चित्रं बहुधा जातं जयमानं च यत् सर्वो ह्येष्य रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु। तद्रुद्राय प्रचेतसे मीडुष्टमाय तव्यसे ओचा मे सन्ततगुं हृदे सर्वो ह्येष्य रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dearest Swami, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Swami, please be with us today as we make progress and talk about the Aradhana Mahotsvam and soak in your love and your blessings. Thank you, Swami. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Happy to see that our SSA groups have joined. They are going to be here only for part of the program because they're busy preparing for E-Day. I mentioned a number of times in my short tenure as the president that our center is really blessed, and we all are immensely blessed to be a part of this center. As most of you know, this center was established almost exactly 50 years back. We talked about that last year. And we know that it is with Swami's personal guidance the center has been established. And his personal guidance has been in play in many of the key decisions the center has made. The cluster concept was directly suggested by him, and we know the importance and the benefits of that. And over my years in the center, I have had the opportunity to talk to many of the seniors and people who had leadership positions, where they talked about the direct guidance Swami has given them. So we are really fortunate. Now, I have been saying in my mails and messages that this is going to be a special day. And I'll tell you why. We have had so many blessings from Swami. Today, during this Aradhana Mahotsvam week, he has chosen to bless us some more. That grace is immense and it keeps flowing. And that flow of grace is through none other than our own dear sister Geeta. So I'm going to invite Geeta to come up and show us Swami's blessing and the gift to this center, which will be remembered eternally.
Offering my loving and humble pranams at Swami's lotus feet. Thank you, Suri, for a nice introduction. It's indeed my really great honor to have come back from Prashanti Nilayam this last month or so ago. And while I was there, I had some duties that I was doing in Prashanti Nilayam. And I happened to have a meeting with Brother Ratnakar, who is the managing trustee, as you all know, of the Sathya Sai Central Trust. And we were talking, and I was also talking to Uncle Chakravarti the day before. And somehow the conversation unknowingly went to the South Bethesda Center, Sri Sathya Sai South Bethesda Center of the Global Council. And I was saying how my own family has benefited from this center. We came as a young married couple with 2 children to this center. My children have grown up in this center. Now my grandchildren are coming to this center. So this center has given me a lot. And I was telling Brother Ratnakar about this. And that it has been 50 years since Swami himself personally sent someone to establish this center. I remember my father coming here in 1973 with a letter to this center. So even before I came to the US, I had a connection with the Sri Sathya Sai South Bethesda Center. And while I was talking to him, I really don't know why, I said, Ratnakar, really have benefited so much from this center. And so he said, what would you like to do more for this center? Through this center, for this center. He said, actually, our center is doing a lot of work. I told him all of the seva activities we are doing, the bhajans that we are doing, the SSSC that we are doing. And I said, so he said, okay, what do you want? I'm so very happy for you. Shall I will give you one robe of Swami's, he said. So I said, I have, he was talking to me personally. So I said, actually, Swami has given me a robe. And he said, well, take it. You have 2 sons. I said, no, Swami has given my sons. If you really want to give me a robe, you give it to me for the center. That center has done a lot for me. So if you feel that you can trust me, you give it to me and I'll take it to our center there. And he said, you come tomorrow morning, I'll have it ready. I have to get it from the Yajur Mandir, from Swami's room. So the next day I was leaving, and he very graciously had put it into this Sarvadharma bag that you see, and he gave me the robe. And he said that, please take care of it reverentially. And you will take it, I suppose, to the center every week. I said, no, I will not take it to the center every week. There is a committee that Swami has decided to make. Every committee, it is Swami's decision who becomes and who leads a center. And I told Brother Suri's name and all of the other office bearers. I said, I will hand it over. Last year, we completed 50 years. And this is Swami's 100th year. So it will be a great blessing for our center, for everybody to work as unitedly and as lovingly as we have all worked for all these years, so that in future, for the next 100 years, this center will go on as unitedly as you've done. I see so many people here, all of the past presidents, past committee members, past leadership who has gone through all of this, who have worked for the center. And I said, I would like to hand it over to the center committee this time for the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, Sri Sathya Sai Bethesda Center. I'd like to hand it over, and I'm sure after this committee, it will continue over to the next committee. The president will take care of it as reverentially as the chair and Swami's picture is being taken care of, because it is Swami coming with that robe and coming to the center and going back home with whoever takes responsibility, and it will continue with the other future members. The only one request that I have, and we laughingly talked about, both Brother Ratnakar and I, many years ago, I'll just say this for a minute and I will finish. Many years ago, when I first started to speak, I used to go to some centers, in different places. And the first time I went to one center, and it was actually my first experience of this, they had Swami's robe. It belonged to someone that Swami had given it to them. They used to bring it to the center and take it back. And they had pinned the robe to the chair with the sleeves hanging on both sides of the armrest. And the robe was all the way down to the step stool. And I had to go and take Pada Namaskaram, and I felt very uncomfortable because Swami's robe was hanging on that chair. And the worst possible thought, and he's Hridaya Nivasi, he knows. I said, oh my goodness, they made Swami into a headless horseman. That was my terrible thought when I was taking my Pada Namaskar, and I finished speaking, though I was a little rattled by that. This was in September, and then in June, when I went to Parthi, and Swami, with his grace, invited me to the interview room, he introduced me to another group of devotees there. This lady lives in America and she thinks I'm a headless horseman. So my only request to this committee and the future committees, please keep Swami's robe folded as it is so that everybody can look at it with reverence and feel his blessings, take it home, and that we all work unitedly and lovingly together. I would like to give it to Suri and the rest of the people. Shall I? Yeah, this is Swami's. Keep there. Shall I just keep it? Yeah. I just want to thank Suchi here, who has done great pains to paint that very simple box that we had come up with. She has, with loving care, painted around it. So you can all look at it when you're done. But thank you, Suchi, really, for listening. And the word that came to me when I was telling her, she said, what shall we put? And I said, please not love all, serve all again. It's very hard to do that, as we all know. So let Swami tell us something. So she has, when you come, you can see she has written Prema Swarupalara, all you loving beings. So that's all. We all are together. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Yeah, before he goes, just stay for a minute. Nitya. So, this is indeed a special day, and I want to thank Geeta and Mohan and the entire family. Mohan could not be here today because he is in West Coast. For what they have done to this center, including now, when a robe is offered to say, okay, we will give it to our center. That is the fortune, blessings for this center. We have such devotees who have had such interactions with Swami and have full love for the center. Thank you so much, Geeta. And she hands a bouquet. I know Geeta would not like me saying this, but I have to congratulate her for the wonderful recognition that is there in the New York Proclamation, where her name was prominently mentioned. Thank you. Once again, thank you, Sister Geeta. Now we will move on with that high note and with that reverential pranams to Swami for blessing us with his robe, which will be with us, and we will take care of it with the most reverence, Geeta. The next topic is, as you saw in my emails and messages, 142 of you, including all the SSSC children, have committed to do specific personal sadhana this year, this special centennial year. Hey children, SSC children, hang on for a minute before you go. You're a part of this too. And I know that everyone in this center, and everyone who is a Swami devotee, is always on that spiritual sadhana path. But I would like to offer a special letter we wrote to Swami, offering all the commitments recorded by these 142 devotees. I will do that. And before I do that, I just want to mention, because Swami works in his own mysterious ways, take it for whatever it's worth. So the number of people who went online to the form and put down their commitment, you want to guess what that number was? 108. So that we can live up to these commitments. I do want to take one more minute in actually reading out that letter. And before I do that, I have to thank Sister Suchi and Brother Siba once again, because you will see that letter is completely handcrafted. And with a very short notice, over a period of almost 36 hours without any sleep, I think. And I also want to tell you one more piece of good news. So a copy of this, also hand done, along with all the commitments, is on its way to India, where it will be offered at Swami's Sannidhi. And I thank Sister Siva and Brother Siva and Sister Sita for taking that up in the last minute. So this is what is written in that, and I will send pictures of this to everyone. Dearest Swami, our humble pranams at your lotus feet. We, the members of the Sri Sathya Sai South Bethesda Center, are eternally grateful to you for the wonderful center we have been blessed with and all the sadhana opportunities presented through the various wings of the organization. During this special centennial year of your advent, intensifying personal sadhana is a key goal for all of us. Today, we are placing at your lotus feet the personal sadhana commitments recorded by 142 of our center members, including our Sri Sathya Sai Educare students. Please bless us all so that we can live up to our commitments. It is only your grace that enables us to make progress on the spiritual path that leads to you. We pray that your divine grace and blessings enable us to live up to your eternal message, you and I are one. With love and humility, your children at the Sri Sathya Sai South Bethesda Center. Thank you, Swami. After all, Swami has established this center so that we can progress spiritually and realize what he, discourse after discourse after discourse, has said, you and I are one. You are God, I am God. Okay, so let's all strive for that. Okay, SSC children, now you're dismissed. Now, I have the utmost pleasure, and one more reason this is a very special day, is because our own dear Veda, he's such a humble man. When I asked him to come and speak to the center, he said, no, I shouldn't do that. There are many other people. So I do have to coax him a bit to finally have him agree to this. So I have the privilege and honor to introduce Dr. Veda, Brother Veda. He doesn't need introduction here, but I think it merits to say a few words. You know, he's a gastroenterologist by profession. He is a product of the well-known and highly regarded JIPMER Premier Medical Institute in India. And he has practiced medicine both in UK and here in US. He has been Swami's fold since 1971. He has been, as most of you know, a big part of Swami's medical mission. He was involved in establishing the GI department in the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences. And again, he says, I had a very small role, but that's his humility. He has been a part of several medical camps around the world. He's very actively involved, playing a key role in the centennial plans related to medical services in Puttaparthi. So he might be in and out of the center as he travels. And he is a Region 2 medical director. More importantly, we all know him as our beloved Veda. He held the vice president position here. And even more importantly, he is such a presence in our study circles. His wisdom, his love for Swami comes through in his wonderful insights he shares in the study circles. I have personally benefited a lot based on my interactions with him, based on what I heard during the study circles. He has that unique skill of distilling and boiling down very complex topics in very simple words and in a very pithy, pointed way. So now today we have the opportunity for him to elaborate on some of those small clips into a speech. Veda, please.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of my dear Lord, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Respected elders, my dear brothers and sisters and young adults, loving Sai Ram to all of you. I thank Swami immensely and the committee members for giving me this opportunity to reflect on my journey with Sai and share with you all. I want to do it in the next 50 minutes or so in 3 different parts. The first one is my journey towards him despite all the doubts and all the complexities in my thought that I had, and how he solidified my faith. This will be the first part. And the second part, after going through the form and the name, I was made to realize that his words are as potent as his name and form in terms of saving one's life and also for transformation, which is more important. And the third part that I want to dwell on is his form, which is truly the immeasurable and not at all comprehensible love which he is. And he always mentioned to me that it can be only felt, but it cannot be described. And I begged him, please tell me something in words so that I will be, in my lifetime, be able to share with people something akin to your love so that they will all get a glimpse of what that is. And every time in study circles that Suri mentioned, when we come to this Yadartha Prema, as he calls, this divine love, we always run out of time. So I want to dwell on that for a few minutes in this particular opportunity that is given to me so that he'll be very pleased. And in fact, this letter, which was written by a young girl, was denoting that prema, and that's why I offered it at his lotus feet so that it is made public today. So let me go to the initial phases of my journey towards Sai. I was born in a family where nobody knew Satya Sai Baba, and at least they didn't talk about him during my growth. But I was lucky enough to get into a medical school, which is so unique in the southern part of India, in the eastern coastal town called Pondicherry. Not because it is a premier institute, as he mentioned, not because it had some modern classrooms with air-conditioned classrooms, which was a novelty in 1971, but because, to my knowledge, that was a unique medical school where there was a Satya Sai center in the campus. My principal, fortunately, was a Satya Sai devotee, and he had absolutely no compunction in telling anyone that I am a devotee of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. So the day before my classes started, as being brought up in a religious Orthodox family, I went to the campus temple, and this center was just opposite that temple. So everybody was going there carrying musical instruments in white and white. So I was naturally curious. I asked everyone, what is that? And that is Satya Sai Center. The bhajan is going to start at 7 o'clock. So I said, okay, let me finish this temple visit and then go there and see what it is like. So I naturally was drawn because of the melodious music that was coming exactly sharp at 7 o'clock. And all the loving gestures that all the people showed in terms of inviting me to that center. That's all. I felt the love and the music. And that's how I went in to taste Swami. So looking back, I know that Swami picks the devotees, and I don't think I had made any active attempt in terms of knowing about him. I finished MD, and I indulged in going to the center, taking part in bhajans, and taking part in occasional service activities. And that's all I did in India. I never had an inclination to go and learn more about Bhagavan at all. I finished my studies, got married, went to the UK. And this is where two important events occurred in my life. One, when Tara and my first child went to India for a break, I was working in Guy's Hospital, London. One evening, I ran out of my washing liquid, and all the shops are closed in London. I had no way. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, and I had to cook my meal and eat, and I would go hungry. So out of sheer necessity, I knocked at the next door neighbor, who happened to be a Miss Mahamati. I remember her name because I am ever so grateful to her. She's a Guyanese nurse who was working in Guy's Hospital. And as soon as I stepped into her living room, there was not an inch in that living room. A wall was shown. It's all pictures of Bhagavan. After a period of several years of not taking part in anything akin to Swami's activity, I was just ushered into this living room, and in the pretext of borrowing some washing liquid. So when I returned, she made two requests. One, would you like to go to my country, British Guyana, and do some medical service? Because people deserve it there, and they're all very poor. At that time, I immediately dismissed it from my mental realm because I thought it's not an immediate possibility. The second thing she said was, tomorrow, one couple will be visiting me, and you said you're going to be starting your job up north in Yorkshire, so I would like to introduce you to them because they're running the center there. I said, yes, I would like to meet with them. So when you're in his fold, you cannot run away. He will somehow get you in. So I met them, and then as soon as Tara and Charles came back, I started attending the bhajans. And this is where another twist occurred. I went to Leicester, which was almost like a spiritual capital of UK at that time for Sai activities, next only to London. And I met this gentleman, Dr. DJ Gadia. Dr. Gadia, for reasons unknown, which is known only to him, he said, first time he's meeting me, Dr. Vishwanath, accompany me. I'm going to the nursing home, so I want you to accompany me. And during the entire trip, he was telling me how he was from Uganda, and he got educated in India, and he was made to feel the presence of Swami at all times, and Swami has given him a vibhuti box from which vibhuti was welling up all the time to fill it at all times. I looked at that vibhuti box with a lot of interest and more doubts. So I accompanied him, and he said, he saved me from an accident, auto accident, and that's why I'm even alive today. I said, fine, good. And there was a nursing home. He said, Vishwanath, just watch my hands. So he was palpating somebody's forearm with a very broad smile and a lot of confidence. This is a terminally ill patient who was very old, frail, looking at him with a lot of hope. And this man was a picture of compassion. So he was just showing signs to me, look at me, and then he was doing some prayers. And then he took his fingers off, and I saw a streak of vibhuti along the course of radial artery. I just came out absolutely perplexed. What is this? This is what people used to say in Jipmer, that Swami can materialize vibhuti, and this man is able to do it. So is there some kind of magic that's going on? So this is what I was thinking at that time. So when I was coming back, he said, Vishwanath, you should meet this man. He's special. Could you just show that? It's a blind man. He's blind from birth. And he sculpts these Shirdi Sai Baba idol. So he just gave this to me. This is his hard work. A man who has never seen a picture, was never seen an idol, blind from birth, can do an unblemished sculpture of Shirdi Sai Baba. This was given to me. I was intrigued, to say the least. He said, Vishwanath, all your attributes are given by Bhagavan. This was too much for me to accept at that time. I thought, we are trying hard to make ourselves equipped with all the knowledge, all these skills, and here's a man who has not seen anything who could do this, and nobody can do this. So I took it home, I put it in my altar, just as a physical reminder that God can give you an attribute which may seem very illogical. That's all the conclusion I came to at that time. So he requested me, why don't you go to Patti one time and see him? I could take the request because I had seen two big things which I couldn't intellectually explain, so I have to do it. So I made a mental decision to go there, just spend one day and see what he's all about and what I can learn from him. This is what I did. So went there and told the accommodation officer, I need one night stay here. I said, he was very surprised. Okay, would you like to stay with somebody? Would you like to share the room? I said, yes, no problem. It was an Australian physician who wanted to migrate to UK. And as soon as he saw me, he said, oh, Swami has accepted my letter today and he has granted my wish. I didn't know what it was. What's going on here? So he said, all I wanted to know was how to get British medical license, and here you are. So the whole late evening and early night, I was there giving him a good sermon about A to Z, how to become a British physician, how to apply for license, and how to get it from British Medical Association. That's all it is. The next morning was my first meeting with Bhagavan. So I'm going there to inspect him. I'm going to learn something from him. I'm going to put him through a mental inspection to know what he is all about. So I went there and sat there, and it was easy. Bhagavan was going all over the place. I mean, the energy was something which was attractive to me. So he came to me and said, what do you want? I blurted out, a desireless state, Swami. I promise you, I never rehearsed this. I didn't know what that meant at that time, to be very honest. And it just came out of my mouth. And he looked at me and smiled, I'll teach you. And he left. A bewitching smile. He got something out of me which was beyond my control. I was ignorant about what I was saying, and that's all happened. So I came back more confused than what I went there with. Then I moved to United States. Now comes a load of information. So I started attending the center. This center is the one which solidified the faith in Bhagavan for me. So if anyone has benefited from this center besides Gita, it's me too. So I have no compunction in revealing this. I went to Uncle Viswanathan's house where the center was. I took almost every book that was available there, read from cover to cover. I looked at every VHS videos that were there, and he said, it's not enough, you should take part in his service activities as well. So everywhere where there's sandwich made, I was there. So with all this, my doubts were not cleared. I wanted to know who he was. Was he a spiritual leader? Was he a philanthropist? Was he a guru? What was he? I didn't know. So I made this trip to Patti alone because I didn't know what the result of this experiment is going to be. I wanted to know who he is this time. I didn't want to waste time. So I went there, I ran, and somehow, quote unquote, secured the first seat in the first row. And as soon as Swami came for darshan, the music was on, and he accepted a few letters on the way, and he came straight up to me and stood there, and then made a gesture with his eye. I got up like an automaton, looked at him, and said, without any prompting, Swami, are you God? If you're God, you have to show me a proof now. Otherwise, all my visits will be a waste. Swami smiled, looked at me, lifted his robe. Robe is very, very important for me. I still remember, and I could see up to his ankles. Normally he doesn't. Up to the ankle and made a gesture to go down and touch. And that was my first Pada Namaskaram. When I touched his feet, the building disappeared. I disappeared. He disappeared. Everyone around me disappeared. And I didn't know how long it lasted. It transcended time, space, and the circumstance. And when I woke up with a pool of tears on either side. And later on, Swami came. I thought, this is God, this is some kind of... I was very blissful. I was very happy. Inexplicably, I was joyous. And Swami came and said, my feet are your objects of worship. I wanted to show you I am you and you are me. And watch your thoughts. That is more important to me. A lot of impurities. Thought needs to be pure, then your word and action will be pure. I'll give you more teachings. This is it. Beyond doubt, this I am you, you are me, when it was shown repeatedly and told repeatedly today, I thought, how come he stole my lines already? That video clip that was shown, exactly, it ended like that. And today, he was repeating it. This is exactly what happened. And then, I loved him from that moment onwards. For doing this, it clarified all the doubts. My mind was at rest. And when you love somebody, what do? You do something to them that they love. This is what you do in real life. You love your son? Okay, on his birthday, you want to give him something that he loves. So I said, I want to do something that Swami loves. What does he love? Because by that time I had loads of information. The thing that he loves is his poor people, whatever they lack, you need to do service. What am I good at? Okay, I do practice medicine, so let me go and do some medical service. I sent my CV to Bhagavan. I wanted to go and do medical service. But I went with a wrong thought, which he picked up right at the beginning. I went there thinking that I'm too overqualified. I got qualifications from India, the UK, and the US, and my service should be very easy in a rural hospital of Bhagavan. So I went there with the hope that I'm going to meet, shake hands with Dr. Safaya, and he is going to say, this is the room where you're going to practice, and this is where the patients will come. And he said, Sai Ram, sit down. We showed your CV to Swami. He wanted your photograph. Why does he want a photograph? You talk to me. So he said, well, usually when he says that, that means there's a hitch. And he said, Dr. Alrija, his personal physician, has got some message for you. Go and meet him. So I said, okay, let me go and go and meet him. And Alrija said, Swami said 3 messages. 1, it is very rare to be born as a contemporary to Bhagavan. It is rarer to know that he is an avatar. Apparently, he has shown you some proof. I said, yes. He wants me to tell you that it is the rarest of opportunity to serve Bhagavan. So you must shed your ego and have a prayerful reverence to serve in its precinct. This is really bursting the bubble. I came back empty-handed, but I was very, very happy because I asked him with absolutely no intellectual arrogance, what should I do, doctor? He said, do Namasmarana for the next several months. It'll happen. So I kept on saying, Om Shri Sai Ram, Om Shri Sai Ram. People would have thought, why I'm saying this all the time? I mean, everywhere I went in Georgetown, I was saying Om Shri Sai Ram. So soon, within a few months, I had the opportunity to go and take part in Guru Purnima camp. Not knowing the protocol, I finished my job, packed up, and came back. And apparently at the end of these kind of camps, you stay there to get Pada Namaskaram from Swami, and I was not there. And Swami said, where is that Washington boy who came and worked? From that time onwards, his attention was 100% on me. So I just wanted to switch to see what are the things that he loves in a service. Brother Mohan Ram was the president at that time, and we wanted to do the first medical camp in DC. So we wanted to do it in a big way. So we went to DC Shelter, which is the biggest, and we wanted to do a best medical camp ever to please Swami. When we went there, that man said, yeah, it's right. We are the biggest one, but we get a lot of help. Why don't you guys, you seem to be genuine, and your motives are all very, very noble. Why don't you go to the nearby shelter for abused women, and why don't you do service there? Because those people don't trust anybody, and they don't come out very easily. So it's a smaller shelter, and you have to do service there. And my mother was also an abused woman. Immediately, it struck. I said, yes, we will do that. So we did everything that we were geared up to do to a very small shelter with the limited number of people. And that was a rainy day, I remember, and Swami mentioned this. You people went with umbrellas to bring those people for service. So when I went there, he said, you did a good job. Two things I noticed. One, you changed your entire plan. That is good, because everyone is my instrument. And that DC shelter person was also my instrument. Very important to know when we do any kind of service activity. It is not only the Sai Center members or the service coordinators or his group of people. Everyone there is an instrument. So he can plant anyone there. That's number one. And the second one he said was, there was prema there. There was love there, without which there is no point in doing my service. I can do my service myself. So I got that. Okay, so it is not what you are capable of doing, but what they want, and it is going to be done with love. So this is the greatest lesson that I had in terms of doing a service. He said, you did Namasmarana, and you should be calling out this name not only to do service, even while doing service for me. This seems very simple, but it's not very easy. Let me give you an example. In the general hospital one day, a young woman who was full-term pregnant was coming with her entire family, her parents, her in-laws. She was holding a bag in her hand with a lot of papers full of medical details and ultrasound films and the report. And she had tears in her eyes, clearly showing something is not right. She sat on the little chair and almost broke down. She said, please save my baby. So what she had in her bag was that somewhere near Anantapur, they did all the investigations and the fetus is no more alive. So everyone looked at each other. They went, examined her. There was no fetal heart sound. Clearly, there was something seriously wrong. So they didn't know. Nobody wants to break the news again because she wouldn't stand it. So Dr. Aldrich just said, why don't you repeat the ultrasound? So we repeated the ultrasound and repeated the ultrasound. Same conclusion. The fetus is gone. Nobody thought of anything else. We were all wondering how to disclose this news in a way that the mother doesn't get too much affected. How can that be possible? One intelligent nurse, spiritually intelligent nurse, came up with the idea, why don't it inform Swami? So simple, but didn't occur to a group of people who were so close in his precinct. So it was carried to Swami, and Swami didn't take more than a minute, gave 3 packets of vibhuti. Take this first packet, give a little bit to the mother, and smear the rest on her abdomen. The second one, take a little bit and put it in the mouth of the live infant. Yes, a live baby was born. It was called the miracle baby, a beautiful girl baby, which was shown around in the hospital as a miracle baby. And then everyone asked the question to Swami, what is the third packet of vibhuti for, Swami? Swami said, that's for the nurse who called my name. So, very simple solution, but it escapes even the greatest of devotees' attention because it is not a practice. So I got it. Next time around, when I was sitting there, a goldsmith was bringing his 15-year-old daughter. Very distressed. The girl had lost her mother 2 years prior. She didn't get out of the grief. Very depressed. Failed in her exams. Father was very angry. Scolded her. So she got more depressed. So she went, took some acid mixture that he had for his work, drank it. And from then on, she was having a progressive difficulty swallowing. She couldn't even swallow liquids. So when I heard the story, I knew what was going on. I was very afraid to take up the case because, first of all, a 15-year-old girl, so I have to have a general anesthesia. Then I have to go in, and if it's such a small one, then I have to have the smallest of balloon dilators in order to dilate. And if I make a perforation, there's no thoracic surgeon there. So all these thoughts were in me, and I was nicely crafting my words to tell these people, this is a very difficult case. And if it is too small, if I cannot do anything, you have to go to a tertiary care center, and that is where it could. And every time I say this, they were getting more afraid because it costs money. So at the end, they were saying, we came because we love Swami. We have extreme faith in Bhagavan. So we don't care what you do. Please take up this case. You do what you have to do. We will take anything that happens. That is the assurance given to me. I also said, I will go in and see, and depending on what I see, depending on what I have available, I will do the best I can. I took the patient in, general anesthesia was given, I went in, it was, as expected, a pinhole. I asked for the smallest of dilators. The nurse opened a bag and said, doctor, a visiting doctor has donated these balloon dilators. And she exactly pulled out the one that I wanted and said, for future sessions, you have graded dilators too for this patient. How do you like that? So I was, with a lot of trepidation, I did my work and it worked inside. So when I went for darshan, Swami said, doctor, did you get the instrument you wanted? I said, yes, Swami. Do you remember I told you everyone is my instrument? And what he was meaning was the patient and the patient's father. He said, the faith they had produced the prema for me, and that knows no anxiety and fear. That's what I want you to take. I think I mentioned that in a study circle, when you have the prema, how would that person look like? And that answer came from this particular statement. He said, when you have prema for him, and when you manifest prema, you will not have any anxiety and fear. I can say I didn't have that, but they had it. So when you go for service in his precinct, you learn a lot of things that you read in the books and you discuss here in practice by simple, what you consider as simple, but they are ardent devotees of Bhagavan. Now, let me go to the second one, the words, which I want to emphasize. One day in veranda, Swami said, who's Krishna? Krishna is his words. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna. Who's Swami? Swami is Swami's words, he said. And then he went on to crack a joke. He said, one guru gave a very nice sweet to all his disciples and said, this is going to improve your spiritual strength. So guard it from all the insects. So everybody, like Pichuadu, they all ran for a little vessel so that they can guard it against the insects. Only one fellow was very intelligent. He ate it immediately and got the spiritual strength. So he said, Swami's words are not to be kept in store for some rainy day for you to use. It has got to be put into practice right then and there so that you could see the magic. So I want to give you some examples of following his words, how they can have the power of saving life and also transform somebody's life. Dr. Kishan Gadia, who is a younger brother of DJ Gadia that I was mentioning. This man also had his medical education in Gujarat, and when he graduated from India, Swami materialized a visiting card with his face and Sri Satya Sai Baba, Puttaparthi, Anantapur district, and all that, and gave it to him and said these words, don't keep it in your altar, always keep it in your pocket. These are the words. So this man will always carry it in his pocket. So when he visited, Swami said one day, tell your story, how I saved your life. So he was telling all this. He said, he was from Uganda. His parents are from Uganda. And Swami, when he made this only trip abroad to Uganda, he stayed in his house and he blessed all of them and told him at that time, Uganda is going to have some problem politically, so you got to be moving to some other place. And he was making plans to go to the UK at that time. So this man was practicing as an internist somewhere near Kampala. And one day he was returning home, and that time the political unrest was there, and a young soldier with a machine gun stopped him and said, I want to search your car for weapons. So he searched and there was no weapons. Then he made him drive somewhere to a secluded area, got him out of the car, and put the machine gun on his head and said, I'm going to shoot you. What's your last wish? This man said, I want to see my family. Well, that's not possible. There are two choices. You can smoke a cigarette, or you can tell me your last wish, any other last wish. He said, I don't smoke cigarettes. I want to pray. He remembered this card. He pulled out the card, looked at Swami. He didn't even have the energy to utter any words. He looked at the Swami's picture and broke down. Swami saved my life. That's all he thought. The soldier yanked the card from him, read it aloud. Sri Satya Sai Baba, Puttaparthi. Gave the card back to him and said, go. He was not in a position to drive back. He was given a ride back home. And he said, Swami saved my life. He said, Swami started, the story doesn't end there. Swami said, when the soldier saw the card, I talked to him through the card and changed his mind, transformed his mind. He let you go. And then he became so mad that he wanted my picture, and he searched the whole of Kampala and got my picture. And he started praying to me to become good. And one day I came out of the card in physical form and gave him darshan and said, come to Puttaparthi. He came to Puttaparthi. I gave him darshan and I said, be a good man, be a transformed good man. And I gave him my robe as a present. How fitting this is. How fitting this is. This robe comes to somebody for transformation. So I pray collectively that we are all blessed to go along the path of transformation. Another one, my own life. My mother was in ICU, and she was making some progress, but I also had given word that I would start my medical service in Patti. So one time, Swami asked me this question, you got to love your mother, and what is your idea about Matradevo Bhava? I said, mother is God, Swami, so your mother is God, so you'll have a nice frame with her picture and then put some garland. Is that what is your idea? I said, I don't know, Swami, what Matradevo Bhava means. He said, well, you should make a resolve that your behavior should be such that always thought, word, and action should be in sync. That you will not be born again in any other mother's womb, so that you will be giving the exalted position to your mother. That is Matradevo Bhava. Will you do that? I said, I'll do with your grace, Swami. So this was on one side. So I don't want to leave my mother. And then if you say yes, you mean yes. So I had to be there to take over in Prashanthi Nilayam. So I said, okay. I remember the words, you do my work, I'll do yours. Off to Prashanthi Nilayam. As soon as I landed, they said, come over. There is a faculty member who needs your help. Professor Nanjundaya was comatose, no pulse, feeble blood pressure. The family was so worried. And he was admitted with an abdominal pain. That's all I knew. So worked with him the whole of evening, early night. It was a perforated appendix with peritonitis, septic shock in a general floor in General Hospital. And again, I know the powerful medicine now, calling out his name. I was doing constant namasmarana with all the things that I was giving it to him. Believe me, he regained consciousness in the night. As soon as he opened his eyes, the first statement to me was, Swami came in my dream and told me that a devotee of mine will come to treat you. How soothing it was to me. It's beyond words. And then he said, tell him that I am your doctor and he will not go out of my circle. So the next day, I thought, this man is coming out of a septic shock. He needs to be operated immediately. So I called my friend in Bangalore. I organized some private hospitals, if possible, so that he can be operated straight away. But he was so resolved. He said, I want to be operated only in Swami's hospital. And he made another request. Would you kindly allow me to go and do namaskaram to Swami's samadhi before I go to Bangalore? Believe me, I have never seen anyone in my 5 decades of medical life with peritonitis to walk and do prostration and come back to an ambulance, let alone take a few steps out of the bed. And this man could do it. And that is the power, truly, of Atmic awareness over your mind and body. This is the only ever time I have witnessed. I don't think I would ever witness unless he shows his grace to see one more case. And after a very bumpy ride to Bangalore, he was in such great pain. And he describes to me, on coming back after recovery, an anesthesiologist came to him, introduced herself as some name, Shanti, if I remember right, and gave him an injection. So he was pain-free until he was taken to the OR. And later on, he wanted to thank that person. There was nobody by that name. So that time he told me something about Swami's words, which he was as a translator for Swami's discourses. So Swami told him, my words cannot be changed. And my words, I will make them be understood the way the listener is intended to make out. I make them listen and make out the meaning. And the same person will have different meaning at different times, and the same word will mean differently to different people. These are Swami's way of saying what his words are. So I think Swami's words should be read with a lot of sincerity and focus and understood. And finally, one more example for his words. About 3 years ago on an Aradhana day, I was on call. I couldn't come and attend the Aradhana day function. So I came to my altar and talked to Swami after my evening prayer. Swami, I'm working today. I can't be there. So I would like to hear you through your words, which is what you said. So I picked up one summer showers in Vrindavan, 1974, opened a random page, and that page was Atma Tattva. And Swami says, Atma Tattva, even if you ask very learned scholars, they will confuse you, but it is very easy to understand. This is like a person who is reading a book, suddenly wants to go to his friend and ask for a loan of 10 rupees. And he goes with the book and asks for a loan, and the friend says, give me that book, I want to see what that is. Opens the book, and between one of the leaves, there is already a 10 rupees that this guy has already kept. So he says, you already have a 10 rupees. I wanted to give it to you, but you have it already. This is what Atma Tattvam is. Everyone goes on searching for Atma Tattvam, but somebody, a guru says, hey, that is you. I am you, you are me. And my memory went back to Prasanthi Nilayam. When he was there one day, he called me and said, what do you want? Emi kala meeku. I said, Jnanam kala Swami. I want Jnanam. Tisko, he said, showing his feet. So when I had the Pada Namaskar, he gave me a Gayatri picture and said, there is nothing to know, there is nothing to become. And exactly the words in the book. When I looked at it, can we just show that? At that point in time, Vibhuti started pouring out in between the grooves, between the two pages, to just give me an indication. Not that I needed an indication, but I think it was pleasant to have an indication that Vibhuti started pouring out in between the two pages. So I mentally thank Swami at that time, even though she doesn't like you thanking him. So now, having established that his words are as potent as his name and form in transformation, I want to dwell on his Prema Tattvam. You remember the Guyanese nurse who requested me to go to Guyana to do some medical service? That happened 20 years later when I was in US. There was an opportunity for us to go and render service in Guyana. So Guyana is a beautiful country with 3 counties separated by raging rivers about 9 miles wide with choppy waters. We have to take every medical supply by boat or a steamer. So we were doing service in one of the counties. At that time, one day, a 13-year-old girl was allotted to me for doing medical service, assistance in medical service. This girl was beyond her age. I mean, she was able to control the crowd with a smile all the time, very, very attentive to all the details. And anytime I even wanted to look for something, immediately she will jump into action. And during the tea break, she asked me, I want to know your name, your address, so that we would discuss that in our Seva meeting, so that who we worked with, etc., etc. So we exchanged some, details. Then I worked through the lunch on that day, because such a lot of crowd. But this girl went for her lunch break, and one of her friends was replacing her. So she came back around 1:30 p.m., and she looked at me, and she learned from a friend immediately that I didn't go for lunch. She stopped the crowd. with a smile and then came to me and offered 4 cookies and said, "Doctor, my friend tells me, and I've also been observing, you've been working tirelessly from morning. You should take some break. You should have some lunch." That really brought tears in my eyes. I thought she's behaving like my mother. I mean, 13-year-old girl observing all this and giving this. I took it and I went to Prasantanilayam and showed all the pictures to Bhagavan. He looked at all of that. Then Baba asked me, "Did you feel my prema during lunch through that little girl?" I said, "Yes, Swami. Yes." Swami said, "She has written a letter to you. Read that. That is prema. You wanted example, right? This is what it is." Then he said, "You are like a matchstick. I'm like a matchbox. You are wondering where the fire is. The fire is prema. You are working with your mind and intellect. You won't get fire. You strike against me in the heart. That is where the power is. Once you strike, the flame will be there. You will be consumed, but the flame will light and the flame will go on. That's my legacy. That is prema." I'm going to read this letter. That's why I submitted this letter at his lotus feet. If I break down during this, please forgive me, because this is how Swami connected with me. Could you just show that letter? I don't want you to read that. I'm going to read that to you. How meticulously she has taken the time and how it attracted Bhagavan several thousands of miles away as an act of prema. I just want you to share my feeling with you. That's why I wanted to show that handwriting. It says, "Sai Ram, to my dear uncle Veda Viswanathan. First of all, this is from a 13-year-old girl. I would like to greet you and your family, Sai Ram. I hope you have reached home safe and sound, the same way you have left Guyana. I did not get the opportunity to say goodbye, but I was at the farewell satsang, the same day when you had to leave. I must thank you very much for being in Guyana voluntarily to help the people in my country. And as you can see, many people needed help. You and your team did a fabulous job here. No matter if all of us come together to thank you and your team, our thanks would still not be enough for you and your team. With so much of people to look after, yet all of you worked with that same love, patience, compassion, and determination through all of these days, which as a teenager, I admire. I only spent one day working as a volunteer with you, and I felt as if my father has gone 1,000,000 miles away from me. I really, really miss you. I hope in the near future to see you again wherever there is another medical camp. You must have wanted to know how I am keeping by the grace of Baba. I am too blessed to be stressed. I can't complain about anything. This girl told me that her mother is a sheet anchor and she wants to be somebody in her life by her sheer hard work. Bless her. Life for me is a dream come true. And wherever I am going, I try my level best to see good, do good, hear good, think good, and speak good. This is all for now, my dear uncle, until I hear from you. Sai Ram. Swami said 2 more examples of prema, which I wanted to share. Because every time we come to prema, we run short of time in study circle. So this is my time. He said, prema is like a light emanating from the bulb. The current is the truth. The wire is the dharma. And the bulb is shanti. If the current, truth, and dharma, wire, and the bulb, shanti, is in order, the light of prema will be there. You don't have to worry about it. This is a good example to bear in mind. Another one, he said, was, you are traveling in this life train and you wanted to do my sadhana. It could be first class, it could be second class, saying it could be a great sadhana, it may not be a great sadhana according to your mind, but you should purchase the ticket of prema with you. Otherwise, even when you travel in the first class, you will be having a fear that somebody is going to get you out of the train. So without the prema as the ticket, don't travel in the train of sadhana. So these 3 examples, the matchstick and the matchbox, the electric current, the wire and the bulb, and this train ticket and the sadhana, I will always bear that in mind. On this auspicious occasion of Aradhana Mahotsavam, when we determined to present to Swami that we will be embarking on a lot of sadhana, I want to offer my collective prayer on behalf of all of you here and myself, that Swami, please bless us to put your words into action and realize the magnificence of your words, and make us show this prema in all the activities that we undertake as your devotees. Jai Sai Ram.
Have you experienced in your medical practice how Swami's prema comes through your hands? Because I think the few incidents all in service camp or even in Sri Lanka you have given before what happened. But when we do our regular work as a physician, thank you, Sai Ram.
Yes, just to, in the interest of time, there are things that I cannot do logically in medicine to cure somebody. Swami made me realize Karma Yoga in a nutshell. He had told me when I treated that goldsmith's daughter, he said to me, "Doctor, the treatment is yours, cure is mine." I don't think Karma Yoga can be put in a succinct fashion better than that. And you can translate that into any action that you do in life. The effort is yours, the end result is mine. That's what he said. The question to be asked is, whether you have done everything in your power to do the 100% or not. Since you asked a specific question, I'll give you a specific answer. In Parthi, a person came and told me just the day before he had to leave that he had a rectal bleeding. And during investigation, we found that he had a rectal cancer. So I gave him all the things that he had to do in a tertiary care hospital in West Bengal from where he was coming from. But at that time, Swami gave 2 apples sent to me and said, give it to the physician. And he didn't give any other instructions. And just like what Sister Geeta did today, I thought, this is not for me as an appreciation. More than me, that man needs it. So I cut it into pieces and started giving to the nurses who assisted me and to the patient. And also I partook in the prasadam. Few months passed, and this man comes, when I come for, there's no prior communication. The next trip, I go in the first half of the month, rather than the latter half of the month. And the first half of the month, this man comes for service from West Bengal. And he was looking at a picture of health. So I told him, where did he have radiation? Where did he have chemotherapy? Where did he have surgery? He said, what? You gave me Swami's prasadam. I said, wow, I don't want to waste Swami's resources, so I'm going to do one more colonoscopy, and if this shows cancer, you need to follow my advice. He said, yes, I will do. So we went and looked at it. There was a scar and nothing else. How do you explain? That is his prema. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. What a blessed day today is. It is starting with Geeta Auntie giving the robe, and Dr. Veda here is telling how to interpret that gift of the robe. It is the path of transformation. Like we are celebrating 100 years, 100th birth year of Swami, and the profound messages Dr. Veda gave us. I'm really thankful to Swami that to me it struck everyone is instrument of Swami and nothing is impossible. Whatever we think not possible, it is possible by Swami. And being a doctor, he just shared the greatest secret of medicine, the powerful medicine, the Namasmarana, with us. That's so profound that if you have nothing, if you are in distress, take the name of Swami, Namasmarana, and you will be cured. That is just awesome. Thank you. And we need to do this sadhana, purchasing the ticket of prema, the prema tattva. So with all this, I really want to thank Dr. Veda and also our Geeta Auntie, showing us how to lead our sadhana and move forward. Here I am requesting Brother Suri to take care.
I'm also part of Swami's joke today, because I have a notoriously short attention span. Very often in study circle, my mind wanders off. It does come back. And when you teach in Swami's institution, several of you have done that, what they do after the guest lecture, they pick on a student at random to come and give a summary of what was taught. And so everyone pays attention. So I'm sitting there peacefully. Suri comes to me and says, you're going to go and thank Veda. So I got every word of your amazing talk. And it's so wonderful how Swami has not only connected us, but reminded us of what this center is and what a privilege it is. You know, we all have our friction points here and there, but my God, his love is sort of the lubricant, you know, and it really is amazing, Veda, very inspiring, very touching, starting from a story that all of us can relate to, the personal doubts that we all overcome. Is he really God? You know, not everyone was born into it, not everyone gets it, but this journey and his assurance that he's never going to let our hand go. And if we reach out to him, he's there. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
From a material point of view, let this get you spiritual advancement. Thank you.
And we are blessed to have our dear Tara auntie also here.
Sister Tara, please come forward.
Deepa, I would request Deepa to please give a token of appreciation. You just stand there.
You know, behind every successful man, right? And Lipika, some point, start with 3 Sai Gayatris on the occasion of the robe being here before you go into bhajans.
Okay. I think we can have a thought for the day here. Sai Ram. Please come. Come, Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram, dear embodiments of divine love, how can one attain God's grace? Bhagavan answers this important question with an interesting example. You toiled hard, earned money, and deposited it in a bank for safety and security. No doubt that money belongs to you, but the bank manager will not give it to you on your mere asking for it. There are certain rules and regulations for the withdrawal of money from the bank. You can withdraw the money only when you sign the check and surrender it to the bank manager. Likewise, you have deposited the money of meritorious deeds with God, the divine bank manager. Though God is the embodiment of sacrifice and the money belongs to you, there is a proper procedure to get it. God is the manager of the bank of love. You have deposited your money in His bank. In order to withdraw money from this bank, you have to submit the check of sacrifice with the signature of love. Anything may happen, but your love for God should not change. Only through such love can you follow the path of sacrifice and withdraw money from the divine bank. Here, money does not mean currency notes. It is the money of grace, wisdom, and righteousness. Divine Discourse, May 7th, 2001. Om Shri Sai Ram.
भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। प्रथम नमन गणनायका प्रथम नमन गणनायका प्रातस्मरणं विनायका प्रातस्मरणं विनायका पर्ति गणेशा शुभदायका पर्ति गणेशा शुभदायका हे प्रथम नमन गणनायका विद्यादायक हे गणनायक बुद्धिप्रदायक विनायक
Om, Sai Om, Sai Om. Sai Om, Sai Om, Sai Om. तन मन प्राण में साई ओम। तन मन प्राण में साई ओम। साई ओम, साई ओम, साई ओम। शयन सपन में साई ओम। गगन पवन में साई ओम। शयन सपन में साई ओम। नयन नयन में साई ओम। नयन नयन में साई ओम। जन्म मरण में साई ओम। जन्म मरण में साई ओम। साई ओम, साई ओम, साई ओम। तन मन प्राण में साई ओम। साई ओम, साई ओम, साई ओम। शयन सपन में साई ओम। गगन पवन में साई ओम। शयन सपन में साई ओम। नयन नयन में साई ओम। जन्म मरण में साई ओम। जन्म मरण में साई ओम। साई ओम, साई ओम, साई ओम।
सनातन सारथे साईशा। सनातन सारथे साईशा।
पूजिता
सर्वजनाश्रय साईशा सद्गुरुदेवा सच्चिदानन्दा साष्टांग शरणं मम गुरुदेवा साष्टांग शरणं मम साई देवा राम साई राम साई राम 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 साई राम साई राम राम साई राम साई राम सनातन सारथे साईशा सर्वोत्तम गुणनिधे परमेशा राम साई राम साई राम राम सुरमुनिवन्दित साधुजन पोषित सर्वजनाश्रय साईशा सद्गुरुदेवा सच्चिदानन्दा साष्टांग शरणं मम गुरुदेवा राम साई राम साई राम राम साई राम साई राम सनातन सारथे साईशा
देवी साई मां, देवी सरस्वती देवी साई मां, देवी सरस्वती मां सत्य साई दया करो माँ,
सत्य साई दया करो माँ,
सत्य साई दया करो माँ,
सत्य साई दया करो माँ।
देवी साई माँ, देवी सरस्वती माँ,
Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Bolo, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Bolo, Sai Ram, Sai Ram,
Shanmukha Shanmukha Sai Sundara. Shanmukha Shanmukha Sai Sundara. Shiva Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Mangala Gauri Shankara Nandana. Mangala Gauri Shankara Nandana. Shiva Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Pati Vihari Pranavakare. Pati Vihari Pranavakare. Shiva Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Shanmukha Shanmukha Sai Sundara. Shiva Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Mangala Gauri Shankara Nandana. Shiva Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Pati Vihari Pranavakare. Shiva Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Guru Sharavana Bhava Om. Shanmukha Shanmukha Sai Sundara.
Jai Jai Gopala. Jai Jai Gopala. Sai Gopala, Radhe Gopala. Sai
Gopala. Sabari Girisha, Engal Nayaka, Sharanamayappa, Swami Sharanamayappa.
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 Mohana Rupa, Mohini Bala, Sharanam Sharanam Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Purisa Sadguru Deva Sharanamayappa Swami Sharanamayappa.
Purisa Sadguru Deva Sharanamayappa Swami Sharanamayappa.
Jyoti Swarupa Papa Vinasha Sharanam Sharanam Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Swami Sharanam Sharanam Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Sabari Girisha, Engal Nayaka, Sharanamayappa, Swami Sharanamayappa. Mohana Rupa, Mohini Bala, Sharanam Sharanam Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Purisa Sadguru Deva Sharanamayappa Swami Sharanamayappa. Jyoti Swarupa Papa Vinasha Sharanam Sharanam Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Swami Sharanam Sharanam Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Sharanam Sharanam Ayyappa Swami Sharanam Ayyappa. 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 Sharanam Sharanam Ayyappa Swami Sharanam Ayyappa.
Bolo bolo sab mil bolo Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah
I'll be back in.
Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Vala Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bolo Krishna 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 Jai.
Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Ra Krishna Jai.
Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Gopika Mala Hari Pyari Mai Meera Mana Vihari Madana Mohana Murali Dari Krishna Jai.
Gopika Mala Hari Pyari Mai Meera Mana Vihari Madana Mohana Murali Dhari Krishna Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai.
Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai.
Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai.
Nataraja Hey Tripurari. Jaya Hey Shambho. Nataraja Hey Tripurari. Nandivahana Nagabharana. Halalochana Parama Shiva. Pavana Charana Pahi Mahesha. Nataraja Hey Tripurari. Jaya Hey Shambho. Nataraja Hey Tripurari. Nandivahana Naga लोचना परम शिवा पावन चरण पाहि महेशा पावन चरण पाहि महेशा नटराज हे त्रिपुरारी
मनवा बोलो राधे 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 श्याम नाम मनवा बोलो राधे 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 श्याम राम 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 बोलो राम सीता राम नाम मनवा बोलो राधे 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 श्याम नाम रंग रंगा रंगा बोलो पांडुरंग बाबा नाम रंग रंगा रंगा बोलो पांडुरंग बाबा नाम प्रतिवासा साई देवा पांडुरंग बाबा नाम तुकाराम नाम देवा भक्त सक बाबा नाम तुकाराम नाम देवा भक्त सक बाबा नाम पांडुरंग 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 बाबा नाम पांडुरंग 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 बाबा नाम मनवा बोलो राधे 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 श्याम नाम राम 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 बोलो राम सीता राम नाम मनवा बोलो राधे 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 श्याम नाम रंग रंगा रंगा बोलो पांडुरंग बाबा नाम प्रतिवासा साई देवा पांडुरंग बाबा नाम
मन्दस्मितमुख राधा मनोहर मन्दस्मितमुख राधा मनोहर गोविन्द गोपाल नटवर गिरिधर गोविन्द गोपाल नटवर गिरिधर गोविन्द गोपाल नटवर गिरिधर गोविन्द गोपाल नटवर गिरिधर मेघश्यामल माधव मुरहर श्यामल माधव मुरहर मेघश्यामल माधव मुरहर श्यामल माधव मुरहर घन घन नीलवदन सुन्दर मेघश्यामल माधव मुरहर घन घन नीलवदन सुन्दर मन्दस्मितमुख राधा मनोहर गोविन्द गोपाल नटवर गिरिधर गोविन्द गोपाल मेघश्यामल माधव मुरहर मेघश्यामल माधव मुरहर घन घन नीलवदन अति सुन्दर
आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय। बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय। आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय। जय 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 अम्बा की जय, जय 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 अम्बा की जय। जय 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 महालक्ष्मी की जय, जय 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 महालक्ष्मी की जय। जय 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 अम्बा की जय, जय 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 अम्बा की जय। जय 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 महालक्ष्मी की जय, जय 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 महालक्ष्मी की जय। आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय। आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय। जय 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 शिरडी की जय, जय 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 सत्य साई की जय, जय 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 सत्य साई की जय। जय 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 सत्य साई की जय, जय 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 सत्य साई की जय। आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय, प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय। जय 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 अम्बा की जय। जय 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 महालक्ष्मी की जय। जय 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 शिरडी की जय। जय 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 सत्य साई की जय। जय 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 सत्य साई की जय। आनंद से बोलो जय बाबा जय। प्रेम से बोलो जय बाबा जय।
शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर नाम बजो, पीतांबर धर साई शंकर, चंद्र कलाधर गौरी मनोहर, चंद्र कलाधर गौरी मनोहर, शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर शंकर नाम बजो, शंकर नाम बजो, पीतांबर धर साई शंकर, चंद्र कलाधर गौरी मनोहर, शंकर नाम भजो।
परतिपुरी में जन्म लिया जो साई बाबा नाम है। परतिपुरी में जन्म लिया जो साई बाबा नाम है। मयूर मुकुट धर मुरली मनोहर साई श्यामा नाम है। मयूर मुकुट धर मुरली मनोहर साई श्यामा नाम है। परतिपुरी में जन्म लिया जो साई बाबा नाम है। हे शिव शिव शंकर उमा महेश्वर साई शंभो नाम है। हे शिव शंकर उमा महेश्वर साई शंभो नाम है। हे परमेश्वर प्रतिपुरीश्वर तू ही मेरा प्राण है। हे परमेश्वर प्रतिपुरीश्वर तू ही मेरा प्राण है। प्रतिपुरी में जन्म लिया जो साईं बाबा नाम है। मयूर मुकुटधर मुरली मनोहर साई श्यामा नाम है। हे शिव शंकर उमा महेश्वर साई शंभो नाम है। हो साई शंभो नाम है। हो साई बाबा नाम है। हे शिव शंकर उमा महेश्वर साई शंभो नाम है। हे परमेश्वर प्रतिपुरीश्वर तू ही मेरा प्राण है। हे परमेश्वर प्रतिपुरीश्वर तू ही मेरा प्राण है। प्रतिपुरी में जन्म लिया जो साईं बाबा नाम है।
शिव कुमार ने शक्ति बाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शिव कुमार ने शक्ति बाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शिव कुमार ने शक्ति बाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शिव कुमार ने शक्ति बाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शरवण भव गुह षण्मुख वेला वाह वाह वाह। शरवण भव गुह षण्मुख वेला वाह वाह वाह। ओंकार तत्व वेणी वाह वाह वाह। ओंकार तत्व वेणी वाह वाह वाह। शक्ति बाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शिव कुमार ने शक्ति बाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शरवण भव गुह षण्मुख वेला वाह वाह वाह। शरवण भव गुह षण्मुख वेला वाह वाह वाह। ओंकार तत्व वेणी वाह वाह वाह। ओंकार तत्व वेणी वाह वाह वाह। प्रतिपुरीशा साईनाथा वाह वाह वाह। कंदा वाह वाह वाह। वेला वाह वाह वाह। साई वाह वाह वाह। कंदा वाह वाह वाह। वेला वाह वाह वाह। साई वाह वाह वाह। साई वाह वाह वाह। शिव कुमार ने शक्ति भाल ने वाह वाह वाह। शरवण भव गुह षण्मुख वेला
va va va.
रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वरा
रक्ष जगदीश्वरा.
रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वरा
रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वरा.
पतिपुरी परमेश्वरा
पतिपुरी परमेश्वरा.
पाहि पाहि परमेश्वरा
पाहि पाहि परमेश्वरा.
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा.
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा.
रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वरा
रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वरा.
पतिपुरी परमेश्वरा
पतिपुरी परमेश्वरा.
पाहि पाहि परमेश्वरा
पाहि पाहि परमेश्वरा.
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा.
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा
देहि देहि तव पद सेवा.
रक्ष जगदीश्वरा.
हरि आनन्दमय जय नारायण.
हरि आनन्दमय जय नारायण
वसुदेव नन्दन राधा जीवन.
वसुदेव नन्दन राधा जीवन
परमानन्द माधवा.
परमानन्द माधवा
परमानन्द माधवा.
परमानन्द माधवा
हरि आनन्दमय जय नारायण.
हरि आनन्दमय जय नारायण
वसुदेव नन्दन राधा जीवन.
वसुदेव नन्दन राधा जीवन
परमानन्द माधवा.
परमानन्द माधवा
परमानन्द माधवा.
परमानन्द माधवा
नारायण हरि नारायण.
नारायण हरि नारायण
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 हरि आनन्दमय जय नारायण.
नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
पार्वती पतये हर हर.
हर हर शंकर महादेवा
हर हर शङ्कर महादेवा.
हर हर महादेवा
हर हर महादेवा.
ओम हर 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 महादेवा
हर 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 महादेवा.
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा.
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा.
सदा शिवा महादेवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा.
ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
हर हर शंकर महादेवा
हर हर शंकर महादेवा
हर हर महादेवा
हर हर महादेवा
ओम हर 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 महादेवा
हर 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 महादेवा
ओम हर 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 महादेवा
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 शिव 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 सदा शिवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
वायु कुमारा बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा
वायु कुमारा बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
भक्ति पुरीशा साई रामा पावन पुरुषा साई रामा
भक्ति पुरुष साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
वायु कुमारा बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा
वायु कुमारा बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा
भक्ति पुरीशा साई रामा पावन पुरुषा साई रामा
भक्ति पुरुष साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की
విశ్వమే విష్ణు స్వరూపం అనేటువంటి సత్యాన్ని తాను గుర్తించుకోలేకపోతున్నాడు.
He is not able to recognize the basic fact that the universe is the manifestation of God.
విశ్వమంతయును విష్ణు స్వరూపమే అని తలుచుకుంటే తప్పక నీకు విష్ణు స్వరూపం గోచరిస్తుంది.
When once you know that the universe is God, you will be able to experience the divinity.
భావం తత్ భవతి. నీ భావమును పురస్కరించుకొనియే నీ యొక్క దర్శనం కూడాను ఆ స్వరూపాన్ని ధరిస్తుండాలి.
As is the feeling, so is the visualization of the divinity.
అయితే కష్టములు దుఃఖములు విచారములు సంభవించినప్పుడు దాన్ని కూడా దైవ స్వరూపం ధరించడం.
But is it possible to experience God in times of difficulties, troubles and
దుఃఖం
anxiety?
కూడా దైవ స్వరూపమే.
Yes, certainly it is also
ఆ
God's
విచారం
gift.
కూడా దైవ స్వరూపమే.
That anxiety
ఆ
is
హింసను
divine.
దైవ స్వరూపమే.
That misery is divine.
ఒక్క చిన్న ఉదాహరణము.
A small example.
భగవంతుడు నారాయణుడని మీరు విశ్వసించారు.
You can say God is Narayana.
అయితే ఆ నారాయణుడే అనేక విధములైనటువంటి యొక్క నటన చేస్తూ వస్తుంటాడు.
Narayana, God acts in varied ways.
హిరణ్యకశిపుణ్ణి హింసించాడు, తన కుమారుడైన ప్రహ్లాదుని రక్షించాడు.
And in fact, they killed Hiranyakashipu while Prahalada was protected.
ప్రహ్లాదుడు నారాయణ 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 అంటే నామచింతన చేతనే జీవిస్తున్నాడు కనుకనే అతనికి దేవుడయ్యాడు.
As Prahalada spent all his time chanting his name of God, he could have his
ఆ
manifestation.
సేమ్ నారాయణుడే ఈ యొక్క జీవితాన్ని ప్రధానంగా అందుకొని దైవత్వాన్ని విస్మరించి తాను జీవిస్తూ పోయాడు కనుకనే ఈ హిరణ్యకశిపునికి ఈ యొక్క నారాయణుడే యముడయ్యాడు.
Because Hiranyakashipu considered the entire life and body identification, had forgotten God, and he was killed.
దేవుడు తానే, యముడు తానే.
He is God and he is same time destroyer.
కనుక ఈ రెండు కూడాను దైవ స్వరూపములే కదా.
Both are the same forms of the divine.
భజ గోవిందం గోవిందం భజ మూఢమతే గోవిందం భజ మూఢమతే భజ గోవిందం భజ గోవిందం గోవిందం భజ మూఢమతే సంప్రాప్తే సన్నిహితే కాలే సంప్రాప్తే సన్నిహితే కాలే నహి నహి రక్షతి దుఃఖకరణే నహి నహి రక్షతి దుఃఖకరణే పునరపి జననం పునరపి మరణం పునరపి జననం పునరపి మరణం పునరపి జనని జఠరే శయనం పునరపి జనని జఠరే శయనం ఇహ సంసారే బహుదుస్తారే ఇహ సంసారే బహుదుస్తారే ఇహ సంసారే బహుదుస్తారే కృపయా పారే పాహి మురారే భజ గోవిందం భజ మూఢమతే
Om Tat Sat Shri Narayana Tu Purushottama Guru Tu Siddha Buddha Tu Skanda Vinayaka Savita Pavagadu Savita Pavagadu Brahmamazdadu Yahava Shaktidu Yeshu Pita Prabhutu Rudra Vishnu Tu Rama Krishna Tu Rahimata Odu Rahimata Odu Vasudeva Go Vishwarupadu Chidananda Hari Tu Advidiyadu Akala Nirbhaya Atmalinga Shiva Tu Atmalinga Shiva Tu Paramatmalinga Shiva Tu Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotir gamaya Mrityorma amridam gamaya Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Swami Satya Sai Hare, Bhakta Jana Samurajaka, Bhakta Jana Samurajaka, Pati Maheshwara. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Sashivadana Shikara Sarva Pranapade Swami Sarva Pranapade Ashita Kalpalatika Ashita Kalpalatika Apadbhandava Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Padapita Gurudevam Mariyal Dayunive Swami Mariyal Dayunive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Om Kararupa Oje Shivam Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Harati Aldugo Mangala Harati Aldugo Mandara Giridhari Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Om Jai Sadguru Deva Om Shanti 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 Shantihi Samastalokaah Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaah Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaah Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki, Shri Satya Sai Shatavamshodbhavam ki. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhudim Paramam Vichitram Neela Vibhudim Paramatmanishta Tamoksha Pradadam Baba Vibhudim Idamashayami Baba Vibhudim Idamashayami. Sacred ash, miraculous Baba's creation, flowing from his blessed hands, holy creation, granting us the greatest wealth, God's divine protection. Beloved Baba, grant us liberation. Beloved Baba, grant us liberation. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhudim Paramam Vichitram Neela Vibhudim Paramata Ishta Tamoksha Pradadam Baba Vibhudim Idamashayami Baba Vibhudim Idamashayami. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gandhavyo Brahma Karma Samadhinaha Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashitaha Prana Prana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.